Hello everyone, this is Elijah Rignon, and I'm doing the timeline of Hieronymus Bosch. Um, it's a very interesting artist, so I'm excited to talk about it. First, just a brief life history. He was born in the year 1450. That's approximated. I've seen from the source that I used, theartstory.org. Some people, that's not known if he was born in 1450 or even closer to 1456. In Hertogenbosch, Brabant, which is now the Netherlands. He began working in his father's workshop and honing his craft around 1475. It's again approximation. And then he started creating most of his famous works between the years of 1482 and 1516, and then he eventually died on August 9th, 1516, back where he was born, in the Netherlands. Alright, this next slide just goes over all of the different artwork and kind of just in timeline format, just so that you can see. Started with the Last Judgment. A lot of these artworks were, all of these artworks actually, were oil based on oak wood, which is a very interesting medium to work off of. So the first one that he started working on was The Last Judgment. Worked on that. It's 3 separate panels. So I worked on that till 1505. The cutting stone is all one, so it was just done in 1490. Same thing with the Garden of Earthly Delights. It's a multiple piece art piece. So that was done between 1490 and 1510. The Adoration of the Magi, 1494, is when he had completed this one. The 7 Deadly Sins and the 4 Last Things approximately was done around 1500. The Haywain Triptych was done between 1512 and 1515, and the Temptation of St. Anthony was done between 1500 and 1516, right before he passed away. Alright, the first one is Last Judgment. This one, he was very interested in the 7 rings of hell. So this one is a depiction of the Last Judgment before you either go to heaven or hell. It's always very interesting seeing his artwork because all this is done on wood, which is very, very cool. Contrasts here with the heavenly figure, contrasted with the dark and kind of grotesque depiction of what hell looks like. Cutting stone. This is a medical procedure that they used to do, which was drilling into the skull. Typically, if people were suffering from like headaches, constant headaches, they would drill into the skull, and this is kind of a depiction of that. Again, done on oak wood. Bosch was very graphic and grotesque in his artwork, as you can see in this one. The Garden of Earthly Delights, again, going over, it's probably his most famous work, as quoted from the art story. Depicts the wedding of Court Henry II of Nassau, Brussels. It kind of shows the benefits and hazards between the Garden of Eden and the hell that awaits if you do not follow according to the Bible. So very interesting piece as well. Adoration of the Magi. is his interpretation of the three wise men with Virgin Mary, and this is supposed to be the manger here in the middle, kind of his adaptation of it, again done on oak wood with oil. The seven deadly sins and the last four things depicts all seven of the deadly sins in a circular pattern, which I thought was a very interesting design. And the last four things is death, judgment, heaven, and hell, as quoted from the art story article that I used. Probably one of my favorite pieces of his. The Hammering Triptych. Again, he's very literal and grotesque in his paintings. Just great detail on these, which is awesome to see. There's only 25 works. I say only. There's 25 works that were recovered for him, but there are bits and pieces of many more. This shows the hermit saint who had devoted his life to chastity, as quoted in the art story. It shows when he had broken his vow, what ensued. Bosch was very, again, very focused on church and hell and the relationship between both. So yeah, and these are my works cited again, that Bosch paintings, bio ideas from the art story. Thank you very much, everyone, and I hope y'all had a great time working on your projects as well.